we're actually going to switch over to another game that we've been playing recently. 428 Shibuya Scramble, which is all the way up here. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's basically a Japanese visual novel game. No, it's not a horror game. No, it's like a thriller murder mystery where you have to work out the decisions characters have to make before you can get to the good ending of their story path. Now, the rough story so far is we've played as two characters, a detective and a guy who's the son of a electronics shop owner who gets involved with... Oh, actually, hold on. Let me just get... Don't worry, we will play Scrutinized some other time. Wait, hold on. Have I got to put this in display capture to do this? Well, actually, before I do that, I need to check the stream title, just make sure it's the... 428. Yeah, I think last time I put this in display capture because I don't know... Wait, actually, I think I know what I did last time to fix it. Well, let me just change the stream title. And then I will fix this so it shows off the game. Yeah, so we played as two characters. A detective who was involved in handling a kidnapping ransom case. And a guy who owned an electronics shop who gets caught up with the sister of the person who was kidnapped. Just put what? That's the reason this is still retro is... Excuse me. This is a game that came out in 2008 originally on the Wii, but was ported to other systems, including the PC, PS3, and whatever. Yeah, so it's that old that I think it classifies as retro for me. So let's see if I can just wiggle the settings a little bit and see if it comes up there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There. So now, last time we left this, I know there was certain chapters opening that allowed us to look at different characters. So let's just load the... Did this work with the controller? Yes, it did. Okay, so on to 11 AM. So Kano was the last one So we had 3 bad endings so far. Okay, so Kano was the detective we played last time. This is the end of the tutorial part of this part of the story. You can reread previous tutorial messages via the main menu. There's a lot of important info there, so reread it closely. Now, 428 has reached the 11 AM time block. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? Now, we've got Kano the detective, the electronics guy I mentioned, Achi, Tama, I have no idea who this character is, Osawa, or Minorikawa. Who do you think we should follow? I'll give it a minute and I'll make my own decision on who we should follow. So do we want the cop, the street punk, the cat, the guy who looks a bit like a hipster, or the guy that looks vaguely like... Actually, I don't even know what Minorikawa looks like. Well, I don't want... Something tells me I don't want to know. I'll give it a minute, and then I'll make my own decision. Oh, James, if you're still here, we've got a certain sound effect that is in operation that you might like. Nice. Okay, so I think we are gonna go with Tama just because I want to see what this cat thing's all about. So it is a visual novel. It's so hard. It's so hot in this thing. Way, way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Actually, what voice can this guy have? I feel like I'm sitting... No, that's not it. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else on the street looks so nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe, for that matter, but hey, what can I do? Oh, I am so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm going to pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume would be so uncomfortable? A delicate young... Oh, it's a lady. Okay. Actually, you know what? We'll keep this voice. Oh, make it slightly higher. No, actually, no. A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for the people on those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here, and I'm close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Check out the new revolutionary diet drink, Burning Hammer. I thrust a free sample towards passers-by, shouting as loud as I can. Okay, so anything that's blue, you can highlight, and then press A and it tells you something about it, but I think we all know what a free sample is. A free portion, usually quite small, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase, frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of a product. In addition to passing out free samples on the streets, some shops also include free samples with their purchased products. Please note that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it out is theft. Don't do it. You heard it first. Neb PSA. Unless it says it's a free sample, do not take anything from the shop without paying it, okay? Yeah, I think we all know what a free sample is. Come on and give it a try. Oh, it's no use. People just walk by, one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. I've been like this since I ever started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience would have been all for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. No exercising or diet necessary. Boy, would that be a useful thing. I can hear the... No exercising or dieting necessary. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, 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 burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload some dodgy product. It's that simple. That simple, folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me, too. I'm pretty sure we know what a scam is, because, otherwise, yeah. Yeah, if you don't know what a scam is, that's what it is. Basically, a dishonest scheme. Losing weight by just drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. Oh, hello, Sweep. Come to say hello. I've got my cat here. Hello, Sweepy. You for Japanese visual novel stuff. There's a cat on the screen, and I've got a cat here. Nice. You think I'd be able to give at least one or two away? It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm gonna give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and the momentum will build from there. Alright, eyes open. There are 2 people walking in my direction. Wait, 2? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my hand. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist. I try and force it off on the businessman to my left. I try and force it off on the disheveled fellow next to my right. So what do we think? Do we go for the one on the left or the one on the right? I'll give it a minute and then I will make my own decision. Okay. I think it's probably going to be the guy on the right, to be honest, but we don't know. So do we think the businessman on the left or the disheveled fellow to the right? I think what we're going to do then is we're going to go to the disheveled fellow to my right. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the disheveled fellow to my right. To my surprise, he takes it. Huh? What's this? He asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please give it a try. No thanks, the man says. I'm good. I keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that. Look, he says, I'm in a hurry. You should give this to someone else. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. Okay. For a few moments, we are at a silent impasse. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego holding its freeze frame pose, but because he eventually looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket and walks off. I did it! I finally got someone to take one! But there are still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before it can even fully take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. Let's see, what voice can I give this mascot?
Maybe, yeah. That's a bit like a chicken Yoda, but okay. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock in the Nokani building.
Huh? Looks like the chicken has handed off all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody's taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples they haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything.
Hey, Hey, what gives? You got...
Oh, wait, it's a female voice.
Hey, what gives? You got that many left?
The chicken speaks. The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine.
Well, I mean, are you looking for the right target?
Huh?
Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know?
Wow, I hadn't even considered that. Now that she says it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink after all. Of course, I'm not going to have any luck trying to foist it off on random guys.
Well, whatever,
The chicken says.
Here, give me the samples you've got left.
I hand over my samples and the chicken dumps the whole lot into our basket.
I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out,
She says. Huh? Like all of them?
Yeah? All of them.
The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can just feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Leaving the station behind, we head down to Center Guide to the Nakani building. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. This job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they promise another 10,000 on top of that. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen, and I need it ASAP. We arrive at the Nakani building, a run-down, multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people the free samples will pull in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effect to the customers.
Hurry up and take that thing off.
The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks.
It's kinda early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving.
Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head to the waiting room where they set out our lunches for us.
Mind getting my back real quick?
The chicken asks. She arches her back towards me. Apparently she can't reach her own zipper. Oh, sure, just give me just a sec. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. Can't you take the gloves off?
What's the hold up? Come on, I'm roasting in this thing. Hurry up and get it off of me.
I've almost got it. It's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I get hold of the zipper and yank it downward. A girl emerges from the chicken as if the chicken itself were an egg.
Whoa! I'm alive!
Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Actually, hold on. Now the chicken's head is off. Let me see if I can... Ooh!
Yes, this sounds like an interesting voice. This sounds like an interesting voice.
Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling it off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you... Oh, wait, sorry, that's me. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too? I ask. Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. I know quite a few furries who would be, who would object to that idea, let's put it that way. Huh?
Huh?
The girl murmurs awkwardly. Huh? What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong? I ask. Oh god, I just love how she popped out like that. Yeah, that's a no-go. The zipper's busted. What? Yeah, sorry. This thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. No. I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Oh, what the crap? Ah, well. I keep on a need to get a consistent voice for this character. Oh, well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back. The girl says. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off you with scissors or anything. She sounds entirely unconcerned. It's so unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. All I can do is clench my fists in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today. The girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osuki, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery gal after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. Oh, sure, I say. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. Though I guess you're not going to be able to eat lunch in that getup, huh? Huh? Yeah, that's right. What should I do? Don't sweat it. Just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. Chiri doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. It'll be a shame to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. Hold on. Just responding to a text. Okay. Right, we're ready to go. It's just a cheap little pre-packaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. So, what's your name? Chiri asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yep. Oh, it's, As I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes alight on the piece of tamagayaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. The yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside of it the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked.
What's your name?
Hmm? Oh, right, Tama. It's Tama.
Huh? Oh, you mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting?
Chiri chuckles and stuffs the piece of tamagayaki into her mouth, then takes a big swig of iced tea. I am beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunchboxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty I start to get dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm gonna pass out before the sales demo even starts. But then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? That way at least I'll be able to eat and drink stuff. Alright. Okay, so I decide to grab the head in both my hands and yank it upward with all my might, rock my head back and forth good and hard, ask Cheery to assist me. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my head off? Bet we might better ask him for help again. I decide to ask Cheery. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my... Ow! I feel a dull throbbing pain in the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cheery flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slump forward in defeat, face planted on the tabletop. No. Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into this is the thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Cheery says. Here, drink some of this. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. Really? Really? This is the material I'm working with here. Oh God, I'm so immature. I suck and I suck and I suck. Oh, God, what the hell? What the actual hell? Oh God. Quality content you come for here. Oh my God. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus, I revive! Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much! I am never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Sherry's head in my fuzzy mitts. Oh, hey! I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know, she replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway? I ask. Oh, that's because I made my own protein juice. In case you don't know what protein is, there we go. Oh, right, okay, it's a bit of an interesting explanation. In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to a powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It is dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Okay. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard if you had protein juice for one of your meals, for one of your 3 meals a day, you lose weight. So yeah, I kind of need to keep it. Given Cheery's chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though? Cheery casts her eyes on the samples of burning hammer on the table.
It's like totally bogus.
Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise.
Well, yeah.
Cheery says.
You gotta exercise if you're gonna burn body fat.
The best way to burn fat is engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercises, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. See? You learn something when you come to my streams. She smacks herself on one flabby arm.
I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking any more calories.
Huh. Didn't she say she was just drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself.
I mean, that's as ridiculous as all you can eat Kobe beef.
She adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all you can eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss. But then again, I keep the thought to myself.
But hey, a chop's a chop.
Cheery says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this
junk, so I'll sell it.
A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door.
Please, just give me time.
Oh god, there's a murder on my throat.
Please, just give me time. I swear I'll get it back to you.
What the heck? Cheery says. Is that the boss? I nod. Oh, right, okay. So it's a guy's voice. Hold on. Please just give me time. I'll swear I'll get it back to you. I nod. That's definitely Mr. Yanagishita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sidling up alongside Cheery, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside. Mr. Yanagishita is now on his hands and his knees, begging, while two uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time, that's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Just a little... Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I just gotta sell this. We've had enough of that out of you.
Yeah,
The younger guy sneers.
we ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking.
But I really need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. From the look of things, Mr. Yanagishita is dealing with some loan sharks. And the two thugs are clearly in no mood for his continued groveling. Though it seems obvious that this term refers to toothy predators of the deep, the word shark in this case actually has its origins in an older Germanic word meaning parasite, or someone who preys on others. The same word gave rise to the terms pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, though, the initial mental image seems quite appropriate. Okay. Cheery and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. Am I actually going to get paid for this gig? As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Yanagishita by the neck and drags him to his feet.
Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace where you can, work off your debts.
Say what? Mr. Yanagishita wails. The two men drag him away.
Ah. Oh, yes, he's gone then.
Cheery says. She's already starting to pack up her things. Wait, what are you doing?
Going home. Not much point sticking around.
Ooh. Going home? I mean the demo, sure, ain't happening now. Anyhow, it was nice working with you. See ya! Moments later, Cheery is out the door. Now what do I do? I've been left here all by myself, more or less at a total loss. Aw, poor Tama. Bad end? How was that a bad end? Okay, what was I meant to have done? Okay, so this is where the puzzle element of the Shibuya Scramble comes in. Basically, what you do is figure out how to get to the bad end by doing another character's story. Our poor feline friend isn't going to get paid now that those debt collectors showed up and dragged the boss away. If a certain someone hadn't told the thugs how to get to the Nakani building, they probably wouldn't have caught Yanagi Shita. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? Sometimes it does force you into bad ends if you pick the wrong character. Okay. Oh, I feel bad for Tama. Poor thing. Okay, so next one. We'll do one more, and I think we'll call it a night here. We'll go with Osawa? Yeah, not tried him before, so let's go with him. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me, to stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. Oh, please don't tell me this is copyrighted. A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa... Oh, actually, I can just do my own voice for this. Hold on. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. He looked like the sort of man who would be more interested in classical music, but in fact he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Really? Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favourite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but even today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. Bit too real right now. It had only been a week since he returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, and then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. What can we do for this? Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but... Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then, a new email appeared as his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Yeah, I'd be careful about that, Osawa. That sounds like a virus to me. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming it to have contained some kind of virus. Smart guy. But the words South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. Or pressed A on the controller in my case. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms... Osawa opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. What's that? The UA virus belongs to family Filoviridae, genus... I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce that. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus fulminant hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The US Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, have assigned the virus to risk group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. Jesus. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Supposedly, this was based on a propagated form of the virus, resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. Ua didn't mean, or ua didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the instances of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100%, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Okay. This is maybe a little bit too real right now. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes. That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling, do you have a moment? It was his wife, Ai. Yes, come in, or give me a second. Osawa hurriedly closed the email program. I'm thinking give me a second might make her a bit suspicious, but then again, we don't know anything about his wife. Go with yes, come in. Yes, come in. I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again? Osawa thought suddenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't just a decision to make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest to him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Akoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. What is that? Okay, it's the company where he works. Okay. Holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide. 7,000 people. Influential in Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi's Pharmaceuticals board of directors. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to that grating whine of hers. I need to get bigger then, maybe make it a bit more exaggerated or whiny. Let's see.
Maybe go for a Marge Simpson voice. Yes. Have you considered what might happen to Akoshi if you leave, dear?
We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could.
You do remember you're a director, right?
I said.
You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much.
With a sour look, I turned and departed. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be as simple a matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent he had developed at Okoshi. Okay, we know about what an antiviral agent is. After the UR virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. I think I know what this is trying to reference. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Sorry about that. Developing the antiviral agent had been a long, arduous road. Just bear with me and just responding to a Discord message. Okay, right. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UR. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested that an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had been administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UR virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Akoshi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS, again with the nanomachines. Drug delivery system, there's what a DDS is. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. What, so basically like an injection, or... Okay. Extremely small scale, the nanomachines. If you play Metal Gear Solid, you know what those are. Osawa had jumped on it immediately. By administering his viral agent with a nanotech DDS, he was able to use small amounts of the drug to quash the UR virus with precision. Hello, usually. How you doing? We're going to not be doing this too long. We're going to be finishing this chapter and then we'll call it a night here. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficiency, along with the expected decrease of adverse side effects. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages. Clinical trials on humans. Yeah, we're doing good. We're playing 428 Shibuya Scramble, which is a visual novel game. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt Akoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transfer to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside of the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral agent was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. "There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here?" He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. I gave Tanaka an American accent, didn't I? Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. "What's this about, sir?" "This." Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. "It can't be." Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UR virus. Any idea what this is about?" Osawa asked. "No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says, 1 year ago, South Africa. That will put it around the same time as the most recent one of... Oh, wait, hold on, that's Tanaka talking. That will put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Ooh, sir, just to make sure Are you asking what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Osawa brought up a folder marked UR virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked to one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal a pathogen in intricate detail. A specimen of the UR virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter, but a single tiny viron, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. For influenza, it was 1 or 2, but on the onset of the UR virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He had thrown himself into virus research in the search of answers to questions like that, answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. Sounds like he and Donald Trump would be better best friends then. He was just happy for the chance to play around with UR day after day. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender, A. The subject line, 1 year ago, South Africa, again. Osawa read the message. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time, there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. The first shocked Osawa so much, he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UR patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No, Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. It can't be. The second image showed one of the infected, hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. He rushed to open the third image. It showed a morgue, piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. These were hospital beds, stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the fourth and final image. Ugh. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, 18 hours passed. It looks as if someone had been attempting live trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because the team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficiency of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would need to be first infected with the UR virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug had proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, he looked over the images again and again. Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone, presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical, had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses on the fourth image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms, and through a trial would test drugs. Suddenly this became a horror game. Zero, if you're still here, you've got your wish. Effectiveness in those time frames. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk, enraged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps. His boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino. But he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer, emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts in general. Music, painting, cinema. It was only due to a simple coincidence he found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he'd swum by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it at the front of the shop. Something about the bright, colourful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. Then he dialed up Makino, or he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Yeah, give him a call. He took a nice deep breath and then he dialed up Makino. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as soon as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, Osawa said. Nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came from the other end of the line. I see. Then what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails he'd received. When he'd finished, Makino had let out a breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage, Makino said. You're not the only person who's busy. With that, Makino hung up. There was no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd be meeting with Makino. A stolid-looking man stood in the hallway, almost as if he'd been waiting for Osawa to emerge. Pardon me, Mr. Osawa, but could you come with me for a moment? The detectives assembled in the living room all wore grave expressions. The room was brimming with tension, and Osawa felt it ramped up as he entered. What is it? He asked. Has something happened? The man who had come to find him turned to speak, hesitating at first. Yes. It turns out that your other daughter, Hitomi, has been abducted by an unknown party. I'm pretty sure that was the girl who got kidnapped to start the game. Abducted? Osawa's mind whirled. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted. No, sir, you don't understand. I'm saying that Hitomi has been abducted in addition to Maria. Don't be ridiculous. The night before, his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, and this morning his other daughter, Hitomi, gets carried off when she goes to deliver the ransom. He'd never heard of anything more outrageous in his life. We're sorry, sir. A detective was with her, but... The police went on to explain how Hitomi had managed to end up all by herself. While she was alone, several individuals had forced her into a car and driven off. Osawa could barely comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in a fog. The detective's words seemed to grow quieter and quieter. Osawa's strength drained from his body. His ability to process external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. It can't be. Could no one keep them safe? Not me. Not anyone. My girls, they... Hitomi. Maria. It's not true. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true. It's not all just a bad dream. It's a lie. It's a twisted joke. Someone made this all up. Stop saying this. I don't want to hear it. Tell me it's all a lie. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me now, please. Slowly, the ceiling began to spin. Then Osawa's vision went awash with white. Wait, what? The worst case scenario. Osawa had a complete mental breakdown when he learned that not just one, both of his daughters were kidnapped. But surely there has to be someone who can keep Hitomi safe. She's been on the run with Achi, what we did last time. But just what are they up to? The key to changing her fate and the father's lies with Achi's decision at 11:05. Okay, so there is a specific order you're meant to be playing these chapters in. Okay. So both of them were bad ends. But we may pick this up another time. This may go in a Sunday slot at some point. I don't quite know when that'll be. But we're going to wrap things up. I'm just going to go through my close down routine real quick. Okay, let's just get out of Shibuya Scramble first. Okay. So, if you are interested in the music I've used during this stream, the links are there to download them to your heart's content. So then, we finished Sonic 3D Blast, and we are never going to speak its name again. Oh, so let me clear my throat. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have done a vocal warm-up before I started the stream, and we've moved ahead with the story of 428 Shibuya Scramble, which will basically be... I don't know when it's going to be picked up again, but I am interested in seeing where it goes, especially with the bad ends we ran into. I was going to say I'm not going to see if I can raid somebody tonight, but I don't know if we can raid anybody. No, I don't think we can. Let me see if I can raid Shotgun Jen. She's doing Left 4 Dead 2 PC custom mats with some people. So let me see if I can, we go say hello to her. Okay, so if there's no further questions, comments or objections, we will wrap things up for the night. Have a pleasant night. We will be back on Friday with a little bit of a Twitch Sings Use Your Words party. And yeah, so I shall see you then. Have a pleasant night. Goodbye for now. Where is that close down? Where? Wait. I've got it.
How's it gone? Oh, where's my Barry Magnum gone?
Should we heal up or?